In a universe flooded with the conventional, one group keeps the brewing spirit alive. The propaganda of Pauperganda.
Hello everyone, and boy oh boy am I excited today because we've got the SpaceX launch. I was really bummed out that it didn't go up here in the States. We had a scrubbed launch because of weather and lightning storms, and then I started thinking, hey, it's I get two pseudo launches in 1 week, so today's the second try. I don't think the outlook's very good. Hopefully it goes through, and if not, tomorrow. So get my little space nerd thing out of the way. So anyway, you're probably looking at this going, what is this, 2012? I wonder if Shiraz or Soshi is. Hey, good to see you guys. Thank you for that, my friend. So I was just perusing the internet and hanging out with old nostalgia days, and I stumbled upon Magic Gathering Strat. Used to be quite the hub for Magic stuff with Dan Horning from, he has a really good podcast called Fan of History. I think you guys should all check that out. But he interviewed this pro player named Power T back in the day, and he really tore it up with this. And between them both, they had something like 1,500 matches, and it was really the thing back then. Then it just kind of fell out of favor, and I was like, wow, I was really intrigued by the list, and I started playing it here and there. And I know a few attempts at this has been done in the past, and it's just one of those decks that kind of lives in the ether. But what got me started here was a lot less effective. So on Tuesday, I had this deck, and it didn't start with Trinket Control, but it ended up slowly morphing into that. But this is what I started with, and I called it Black Bow, and that's why I made this card frame around me here. So Disruption, hey, it's my deck. Oh, nice. I'm sure you've got some changes you'd like, and I'd be happy to hear on my friend Disruption. So I started. This is a different deck, but I want to explain what happened here, because I get about 2 emails a week about kind of just the process, and there is a video up on Facebook about just the start and stop, the beginning and end, that sort of thing. So this had the discard package of Augur, Crypt Rats, Mulldrifter. Look familiar? But I wanted to put in a ping package like Death Touch Ping. And I really like this guy, the Ruthless Ripper, because a lot of times you can morph him, and that 2 life to flip up a card is pretty awesome, and it's a nice removal. And who wants to attack into something with this, right? So before I go to the next card, we had Typhoid Rats, just 2 of them, and then 2 Boot Nippers, which is a very flexible card that can either give you Death Touch or Lifelink. Lifelink very needed in this kind of deck. We've got the Trinket Mage, and then I ran Okiba Gain main, because who's going to want to block this, and then the rest of it resembled Trinket Control with Undying Evil, Chainer's Edict, 2 Harvest, but I had the bow package, 1 Capsule, 1 Staff. Man, I crashed and burned hard. You can see this O2 thing here, and I started thinking, first thing I lost was the Okiba Gain, and I wanted more early removal and just get stuff out of the way, even though I do have stuff that you don't want to have blocked. And so I put in Fume Spitters, and then slowly but surely I was like, you know what, this is just silly. So I ended up coming just all the way back to the full Trinket Control here. So I'm happy to see yours. Not my deck says Disruption, but hands down favorite in the one I play. Oh, very nice. Yeah, so I really am steadfast at 21 lands. So you go 20 in this deck, it will crucify you. You don't have Ponder and Preordains for a reason. You can watch the video on Magic Gathering Strat for a lot of that. There's very few upgrades in this list. Ash Barrens is one. We don't have to fuel on wild, so this can push out some stuff a little bit sooner. Instead of 1 cycling land, I'm running 2 bogs, just given the metagame. I really like having them, and then all 4 aqueducts make our graveyard package seem to always be there. There's times it isn't. 1 solitary island, swamps, and 3 vaults. I used to only run 1 to fetch with Trinket Mage, but Power T in his interview was explaining this scenario where you know, you need to go get that extra land for the certain spell, and 3 is just the right number for that. So once you do get the Trinket Mage out. So Snugglesworth's in the house. All right, so, word of the wise, today I might not be playing, I've got a heart out because I'm such a space fanatic and the launch is going down, and so if the games go too long, I might just have 3 or 4 instead of 5. So we'll cross that as we get there. We've got 1 Lifestaff. I really think if I had to put a lot of money up and enter an event, I might run 2 main, but I think it's just lack of playing this enough. But very important because, you know, we have a lot of life loss in Sign and Blood. Too much talking. All right, we got 3 Undying Evils, 3 Tragic Slips, 4 Fume Spitters, and only 1 Capsule just because of the preponderance of red and anglers and stuff. I think I used to run 1 more in the sideboard, but I got rid of it. Just a good catch-all. You might want to run 2 if your metagame doesn't have as much black, but we're going to be in the tournament practice room, and I just don't want to use this and have it do nothing. 4 Augur of Skulls with the obvious combination of Undying Evil on upkeep. You make them lose 4 cards, or with Mulldrifter, sometimes with Crypt Rats, which is cool because then we get the black rat or 8 rat build that I was talking about, where the rat is a permanent 2/2, and then you can just keep hosing for 1 every single my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. It gets pretty burly pretty quick. The original Trinket control package had 4 edicts. I like having 1 chainers just because we don't do much with our lands other than play them, and I'd like to have that little insurance policy later. We've got 2 Grim Harvest. Probably the one thing you want to focus on in this deck is twofold. You want to really try to tap out. So if you like playing aggro, but you want to kind of start getting into control, this is a very good candidate. At the end of every one of your turns, you should almost be tapped out. You really want to exhaust your things. We don't wait and do stuff. We're kind of more reactionary in a discard / kill it sort of sense. We've got 2 Grim Harvest, 4 Sign and Blood, 3 Trinket Mages. I run all 4 Crypt Rats. The original had 1 in the side. It's just one of those cards. Even if I've got 2 in my opening hand, I feel secure and happy because it wipes everything out. Now, instead of Chittering Rats, I'm running Thorn of the Black Rose for extra draw package. This is why I also used Longbow for the Trinket Mage so that I could just start shooting stuff. Or newsflash, never happened. I played probably 15 games with this. Never happened once. And I was just like, you know what? Outside of that combo, I don't really like seeing it because we have so many other removal spells and answers for stuff that it was just felt like more is less. I know that's not a phrase, but I just used it, so it is now. And 4 Mulldrifters, which is just killer with Undying Evil and such. So anyway, in the sideboard, I'm running 3 Dispels, 1 Echoing Truth, just to get by stuff that sneaks through that isn't of the creature persuasion, 2 Spinning Darkness, 3 Boot Nippers. Love these guys. Really, this card's really growing on me. It's just so flexible. Gains you life, kills big stuff. 4 Duress, 1 more Lifestaff, and a Spellbomb. Associate in the house. All right, so that being said, now that my long-winded speech is over, we'll jump in and see, make sure I've got it up here. And I called it 2.0, not that this one's better or worse, just that this is my my version of it, and we're going to see how it does. It's been doing pretty well. Again, it's nice to play control and just kind of be aggressive about it, but these games do go kind of long, so we'll see how this one goes. All right, so we'll say go first, and we're looking at 1 land. We'll scoop this mulligan, and keep this. Let's see, probably get rid of the island here. Well, we've already got the options here. We'll get rid of Barrens. Let's say done. All right, here. And I'm pretty not sure what we're up against here, so I'll lead off with the swamp. Tempted to do the bog just so I could Sign in Blood, but I want to get that augur out and see what we can get there. Dreamer Stingo in the house. Got the notification this Saturday. Nice to catch you live. All right. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, Faye, okay. Should be all right as long as Fume Spitters and such show up. Plus, we got Crypt Rats. That's always good against them. But that deck always has a way of getting out of the way, getting by you. Oh, very cool. Man, I'm jealous. Where you live, Snugglesworth? What state? That's, I love thunderstorms. Hopefully it's not in Florida because that will scrub the launch. But I've always been a fan of that energy weather. You'd think I'd play more Is-It decks, but oh well. All right. Let's bring this dude out. Put some fear in him. Don't wait around for the combo. 2 for 1 still good enough for me. Oh, wow. Okay, Washington. Nova the Madman. Hey! Alrighty, here we go. Got a very cool Drew McFarlane 88, one of our newer supporters, got a Pauperganda playmat, sent his picture along. It was a little too late in the game for me to show it this week, but we'll show it next week. Handsome Devil, we'll have him at the top of the show. He's sported for option number 2, which is actually, I think, yeah, there's number 1 is our most popular. That's the one I've got. 2 is kind of the machine room look, and 3 is the color wheel, which I know our old buddy Mike Mann. But God, he hasn't been around so long. I can't remember if it was 1980 or 1988. I think it was 1980. He used to sport that, so it's nice to know. On different continents, there's Pauperganda playmats. That's a pretty cool thing. Again, no money in our pocket. We just send you the file if you like it. You've seen the ad. If you haven't, where you been? All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Augur's good later against really big fatties. You can just sit back and, block stuff and do all kinds of things. Okay, we really like Fume Spitter here. Let me bring him out, just because the 1 mana persuasion, I'm really I'll lean on these other ones later, but you know what? I'm just going to use him now. I want to get that yard filled up. Here we go. Turns into a ninja, it'll be a tempo play, and then Edict will be online. We draw into a land, we've got a sign Edict play, and we'll feel all right. Kind of a clunky start, but we're still doing all right. Angel Gemaraimons, I play Is It Blitz and Pauper until good taxi and Poe. Yeah, it's funny, about 10 days ago, I ran into like 3 Blitz decks in a row, and I'm like, okay, what article did I not read? And then they went away again. But I don't think that list should go away. It's just as powerful as it ever was. I mean, Taxian Probe helps. Use Peak. Okay, now let's try to do the old Beta Rooney here. I don't really care too much about the staff, although it'll really help against a upflip ninja. We probably just got a hard counter looking our way here. Yeah, I really like Peak. Okay, looks like our opponent might be a little counter happy. That's good news. I'd rather draw the cards here. I don't really mind taking the 1. And here we are here. Let's do this. We'll get back our Bog now that we've seen Deprive, because they're obviously on the Tragic Lesson engine, probably. Seeing that go down. So we'll lead off with maybe another Blood and then drop an Edict. Maybe you get another counter and throw the Bog out. We'll see. So, a Gush reprint. Oh, man, I want to see that. Shiraz, would you mind emailing that to me or on the Facebook link there? Because 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now, I'll totally forget about that, and be a nice thing to see. I'll share it on Facebook too. Very cool. Delver's out. All right. 2 cards in our opponent's hand. Let's see. Where's our rat? Come on, rats. Where'd you get to? And that kind of blows. Throw here. We'll lead off with this. Let's see what we get. Oh. All right, down goes that. Let's play another sign. I get in life trouble here if this keeps up. We'll cycle this. We've got plenty of land now. We just really need to see a Crypt Rat. Our only life option is in the graveyard, so maybe our opponent knew a little bit more than we did, eh? All right, we already played a vault, so we're really flooded here. Make no mistake, you need the lands here. Of all people, I'm the first one to want to shove Retrace into something and get extra value out of extra lands, but you really want them here. Activations and such. Mistblade Shinobi. We got a little rogue action going on here. This is one of Little Fight's favorites. There he is. Speak of the devil. Everybody's got sheep questions for you, Little Fight, about last week, if they all remember. That chat was just like, sheep? It's like, yeah, they're a thing. Okay. Did you name them? Okay, so we got a Mistblade coming in. Maybe they're flooded too. They would have played a land there. Sitting back on a hard counter, waiting to use it for something worthy. I'm not sure. I guess, yeah, probably just afraid of Edict coming back. Still got 2 more turns before that, though. All right, we'll dismiss this, go like this. Yeah, it'd be nice to normally wait on Tragic Slip, but with an opening like this, I'm just going to take it here. Tragic Slip's awesome, especially with a Fume Spitter board, but oh, we eat that. Okay, well, let's turn off his ability to get Deprive and Dispel back. And I'm really tired of seeing lands. Let's go get another one. That Delver flips. This might be a little hard to wiggle out of. I've always got the Crypt Rat. So that's another reason I like to run 4. There's so many scenarios like this where it's like, you know, if you lose the game because you didn't draw it, I want to know that I had every out available. I don't want to think like, oh man, maybe that could have been a Crypt Rat. Dreamer Stingo's got a question there. True that they don't hurt themselves by butting heads? Maybe they're like woodpeckers. Woodpeckers are fascinating. They can actually wrap their tongues around their cranium and act as a shock absorber for their brain. Learned that in a Da Vinci book I was reading. Pretty cool stuff. All right, boy, do we need a Crypt Rat. We could play it and pop it for 4, getting us down. Our opponent's hellbent. Please no land. Well, I've seen worse. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. At this stage, the Augur's not that good if that flips, and this will get returned. So we'll try to get most out of our Edict since we're tapped out anyway. What really blows here is that if we do get, if this does flip, we're going to be in enough life trouble that our Crypt Rat isn't going to do too much here. But deck's not liking us too much right now, but it's all right. We'll get there. Maybe. So we're going to take half our life if that Delver flips. Yeah, it's fascinating, the newer Da Vinci book that came out. Oh, look at this. They're sporting some Pauperganda tech. Interesting. Cloud of Dominus. Love that card. There will be no more Tragic Slips on that. Okay, taking 4. Here we are, rolling out. Well, we're getting unlucky with lands, but lucky that this hasn't flipped in like 4 turns. That's what happens when I play Delver. Oh, come on. The life, really? All right. Let's do it. We're dead next turn, unless we draw something of the removal persuasion. All right. Let's see what he chooses here. I do remember Power T and Dan Horning, Fan of History, and all them saying this is one deck that really does, and I remember back in the day playing this and having a lot. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I can portend maybe something will. These things, and I've been on the other end of it too, where I'm attacking Trinket control and I get them down to 1 life and they come all the way back. But that's usually because of Lifestaff, which is in our graveyard now. So now Crypt Rats will be totally useless if this flips. Yep, we're dead. Okay, thanks to Clout. Otherwise we'd have another turn. Let's see. If we would have had one more turn, what was our next card? Crypt Rat. All right. So I love Crypt Rats in here. Duress is good. I don't like Thorn in these matchups. The little EOT tricks get a little frustrating there. We'll run 2 Dispels. I'd really like to get in some Duresses here. I think I'll take out one of these. Just want to see these late. But they might get countered. If they get countered, come back to your hand. Let's lose one of those. Capsule's quite a bit of an investment. I know it can take down, what do you call Spire Golem. We'll keep it in, but Spinning Darkness in, I'm thinking. But what to lose, what to lose. Lose an Edict for a Darkness. Don't want to go too overboard here. I like the Boot Nipper in the side. I've been trying Unexpected Feigns. Yeah, there's quite a bit of legs with these new cards, but I just like this, and I'd be tempted to run that in mono black just because, you know, big fatties out there, Death Touch, in trouble or Stompy or Burn, Lifelink, and you get a little free trade and you're up a life. So, all right, tempted to not do much else here. I think I might lose a Trinket here, and let me go with another Duress. Let me go with I'll go with the other Spinning Darkness. We'll stay alive here. With all the Spell Stutter sprites and stuff, it's a hit or miss. They have a sprite heavy draw. You can really feel behind with that setup, but who knows? Snuggles with Spinning Darkness is such a cool card. When I was looking through the list of cards from Weatherlight, I saw it and I thought, why aren't people using this? It can be pretty restrictive sometimes, and it did have a bug for the longest time, and so I think just the zeitgeist of the online, hive mind just kind of wrote it off, like not worth the effort, but now it seems to be working. Okay, we have a hand and a land we like. I like you, lands. One thing I do like, sometimes this comes across like we need the artifact lands, and we usually don't, and so people kind of overboard sometimes. It can get a little crazy. All right, let me bring this down here. You could do the play of the Ash Barrens, can tap it for the, throw the Aqueduct next turn and go for it, but leave our options open. We've got life. Yeah, Shiraz, I think that was like an 8-year bug or something like that. Might have been longer. That was a hell of a long time. I'm not sure about the Orc Snogglesworth. I'm just so nervous about that SpaceX flight. First time the people are going up, all the technology, it's all been tested, but all the pieces got to come together perfectly, and now lives are on the line, so just so eager to not be a one planet species. Okay, we really like this. For right now, I'm going to cycle this. I'll just grab a swamp. We'll play this. Being very careful where we click, and we'll go like this. Yield through all this. Good to go. All right. Yeah, and if any of you out there have play mats already, take a picture with them, please. Let us know if we can use you. We'll put you at the top of the show. Got a few of you already, but like I said, it's just kind of cool that stitched edging, and my youngest is constantly talking about how superior those mats are from Cool Stuff Inc. The feel, the materials they use, it's very different, and as much as I've been using them lately, boy, they don't go anywhere. Good stuff. All right. Let's lead off with, I guess we'll try one of these, see what we can get. Yeah, I've got one here too. All right. As far as mouse pad, I mean. Yeah, but little things, just like, the oil from your hands over thousands of games, just nothing builds up on it. It's just really, I've spilled a few things on it, comes right off. They're not cheap after, if you're not buying in bulk, but I will say, and I'm a cheap guy, they're worth it. Oh yeah, Nova Madman spreading some truth. Okay. Well, a fairy draw really going to suck here. I don't know if it's worth dropping Crypt Rats or not. We've got the Dispel backup. Or we could throw the Lifestaff on it if it does get through. One of the few times you do want to float blue and not use it. It could be walking into a trap. What do you guys say? We go for it? Hard counter. I say we go for it. We're going to use all the black, though, here, because in case he does have Dispel. There's two schools of thought. If he's just got Deprive, we're going to feel like a genius. If it goes through, this is going to fizzle, and then if he can bounce it, we're going to feel like a fool. So what does the peanut gallery say here? What shall we use? I got a weird feeling. I'm going to use the blue, actually. I think this gets through. I just want to be able to nuke the team. Dreamer Stingo, I hear you, but oh, well, who knows? They may have had the other one, so I could still technically be all right, or correct, or whatever you want to say. We've got three more. We'll be all right. One hard out. We've got a Bog. Save back. That's right, Dreamer Stingo. Be curious if they did have Sprite, if they're just... I think they might have been eager to use the Sprite, though, to just get the jump on the aggro there, but so far, not so good. We're just getting our life chipped away at here. Don't have much along the way of our discard package. We didn't get rid of any of our Augurs or Undying Evil plans, so something good. All right. That helps a little bit. Let's, Man, this life stuff's really getting to us here. But we don't have any creatures here, so we gotta dig. All right, we get that. Let me bring out the spitter. Should have dropped the land first so I could have at least... I don't really want to use a tragic slip on the others. Let's see. Now we've got our counters, so I can get rid of 2 creatures here. I'll play this, sack this. Like to get the life, but... And we'll slip this. Now, hopefully if a rats goes through, we'll be alright. I don't think they have Sprite in hand, given that we've seen a counterspell and a prohibit. We'll see if we can come back from the dead. Haven't seen a ninja yet. They're playing more of a bounce game. You can also, in desperation, use Undying Evil on a Fume Spitter. Comes back as a fat 2/2 that you can still pitch. That's good times. Not the best of times. All right. I like this, except for our land base is a little suspect. 1, 2, 3. We could still pitch for 1. Well, let's do it. What do you got? Maybe we'll get a counterspell out of this. If Sprite comes down, we can wipe the board, be at 10. Kind of have a nice little reset here. Let's do this. All right. Well, hey, that's as good as anything. Let's rock here with the Crypt Rat. And let's remove that graveyard. I think I'm not going to equip till next turn. And I can save the board wipe there. That Mistblade we saw in game 1 comes down. We've got ways to react for one damage, so we're feeling all right. Taking one more. Go to 10. What do we got here? Okay. That feels pretty good. I'll throw this on here. We'll bring this back. Grabbing our Bojuka Bog. We will attack. And in this scenario, I think end of turn I'm going to Undying Evil. And if it goes through, I'll trip for 1. And then we'll have a 2/2 rat against Fae. And it should be smooth sailing outside of a lot of bounce or like a Spire Golem showing up. Turns into my deck 8 rat at lightning speed, I tell you. We'll do end of turn here. We're still at 9. Let's see if this goes through. In a tight spot if they got Fae, because it's like, okay, counter it, and then I'll still trip it. Let's do this. We'll save 1 on this. We'll get 3 back. We'll get a 2/2 death stick out of it. Cartouche of Ambition. Crypt Rats, one of the baddest board states in Pauper. Yeah. I like to go 1 lower and just use Vampiric Link because it can be used defensively too. Always like that. All right, let's throw this on here. Now we've got an actual beater. And attack. You'll notice the mana base, 90% of it, except for the Ash Barrens and the Solitary Island, can do lots of good as far as everything can power up or use black, so for obvious reasons, and Crypt Rats. So we'll just play this out. But yeah, and all of a sudden we've got a 3/2 Wrath of God that gains life. So pretty nice. And this, this isn't the plan A or B. It might be like C or D with this list here. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if they know the combo. I think people get so used to seeing a Crypt Rat and it can't activate for 1 or it kills itself. And it's like, well, this one can. Or it can survive. He's thinking he's getting maybe a 1-on-1 here, but and we're fine killing it twice. It will live. Clout of the Dominus. All right. 1 and 1. Gotta remember to write this here. What did I like? What I didn't like? I really liked Duress. The spell felt a little clunky, so I'm just gonna do a little swap there. Haven't seen any ninjas. Access to 1 capsule, still good. I like end of turn Diabolic Edict with Drago decks like that, so they've got to at least counter on their turn. So this is pretty juicy. All right, let's try this out. Boot Nipper in the house. So yeah, I was going to play a new deck that I designed called Black Bow, but like I said, I crashed and burned hard with it. I might discuss it about halfway through again. People are curious why the card frame doesn't match, but all right, we've got removal early. We've got some good stuff here. We'll keep this. A little slow rolling, but again, this deck's all about tapping out and just playing via exhaustion. Everybody's showing up going, is this 2012? Minus the Ash Barrens, it might be. And Boot Nippers. Let's be honest. Hey, look at that. Not a first turn play for the first game. Where's the Fume Spitter early, man? We only run 4 of them. Where are you at? All right. This shouldn't be too hard to arrive at with the hand that we have here. Either want more life gain in this list for this metagame or some other way to draw cards that doesn't lean on blue but doesn't gain or lose life. And it always comes back to Sign in Blood. It's just so hard to do without that card. Ew. You know what? I'm going to actually play the Bog here. We can play one of these, get some action, fill up the yard, reset that, and then might have an option there. I just want to keep a black up for EOT stuff. Yeah, I think so too, Dreamer Stingo. It's you look at it, but it's one of those cards. Like I think if you play like kitchen tabletop and stuff, you just every time you see it, you're like, "Yeah, it's all right," and then you're like, "Oh, it'll stop this from happening, or it'll gain me this," and pretty cool. All right, well, we're in a bit of a tight spot here. I'm gonna have to discard anyway. I'm just gonna play this. We'll bring this back. We'll play this. If it gets countered, we're fine, but it's going to cost them a hard counter. We have to discard a card anyway, so it's like we got a 2-mana Duress. Hey, yeah, that's what it was. Now we don't have to discard. Spinning Darkness Project 506 on its way, folks. Trinket Mage on the way. Probably eat another hard counter, and then we can get rid of the Mystic Sanctuary lock. That's kind of weird. Well, that'll be fine. We can Edict and then Tragic, but I don't know if I want to use 2 cards on one. Much better to just get our Undying Evil on a 3/3 Mulldrifter, and then we can block an exchange. See him try to return that. All right. Or we just kill it, and then we drop the Bog. I can never time that right. I don't even know if that's possible. We drop Bog, we hold down Control, and then we Edict in response. How does that work? I don't think that works. Yeah, because we play that, and we do that. Yeah, no, then it's double. It's double on him, so that won't work. All right. well, we've got an opening here. Let's take it. I'll play this out. We got a 2-2 even matchup coming here. Yeah, I remember trying it a while ago and thinking afterwards, like, yeah, that doesn't work. Looks like it would at first, but so we've got a Capsule and a Lifestaff. I'm gonna get the Lifestaff actually. I've got enough stuff dying here. I want to stay ahead in the life race here. We'll drop this. Won't get too much value out of it, but he's already got the Sanctuary out, so you never know. There might be something coming our way that way. Yeah, that's how I remembered a Dreamer Stingo, but like I said, I'm just nervous Nelly here, just going like, what's going on here between the checking the clock every 2 seconds, both my own and the SpaceX clock, and then trying to remember the outs on this. Yeah, crop rotation, that would be a nice option, but could probably work that way, but outside of that. So now with Spinning Darkness, we don't really have too much to worry about. So it's a question of what he's going to counter more here. We're going to drop this, feigning like we're playing control. Let's attack first. Righto, they know we have this. What do we got here? A Sprite showing up. All right. Well, we've got this for Sprite. See if he's got anything else. What do we have here? That. All right. Well, in this scenario, I'm going to do this because then I can turn on Spinning Darkness. Hold on. He counters that. That goes down. No, says Little Fight. I know the dude will be triggered. Yeah, that's true. Okay. We'll let that one go. We could do that, we could do that, we could do that. It does pick Fae, we got that. He's gonna pick that. Actually, here, watch this. Now we get the Undying. Clunky, but let's get this instead. A roundabout way of doing shit. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. It's still on the stack. Kill that. Woo! Spin this. And we'll equip it. Bonder's Ornament? Ooh, can you link that? I don't have that in my... Yeah, I just did an article for Nichols of Pauperpedia fame. Not an article. He asked me some questions about the origins of Boros Bully, and I was quick to help out, but had to be very honest. I was like, yep, Tron's incredibly hard for that deck to beat. All right, 4-3, but we've got a life stick. We've kind of exhausted their options. Let's see. We can rock like this. Let's stay kind of cool on the life front here. I want to lead off with Augur. See if we get a hard counter out of this. Okay. Not sure. Actually, I think Sign and Blood is the play here. We might get an Edict effect. We could be off and running nicely. There we go. We'll do that on their turn. Making Shroud a thing of the past. Dreamer's Dingo. Cash override in the house. All right. So now if they want to sit back and counter stuff, that's cool. We will Augur of Skulls them to death. Booyah! Here comes our Diabolic Edict of the Gerard Persuasion. Oh, he's got one. All right, well, fairy down. Okay. Because Cash Override, we're running blue just for Trinket Mage and Mulldrifter. Everything else is to power Crypt Rats, so it's a little foolhardy to run like a Pawn or Preordained thing to sit in your hand most of the time. There's only one island in the deck. Everything else makes black, and the flexibility of being able to target them too can be a thing when you're running as many rats as we are, but noted. That's a good option too. Okay. Well, let's attack here. I'll make sure to put the Lifestaff on the Augur so we can gain some life back next turn. Yep, that's true, Dreamer Sting. That's very, very true. Well, let me get the other dude out here. We win in the life race. This goes down. I think at this stage, we could get the Executioner's Capsule. Yeah, I'd like to get the Lamb, but I'll grab the Capsule. Might be able to bait out another Spell Stutter, but we can at least get rid of like a Spire Golem that'll lock down the show here. What do we have coming up here? Another one. Okay, well, we do have a relevant answer for this and this. Boop. Let that through, and then we'll equip the Lifestaff to Augur, and we'll trip it probably no matter what. Stay ahead on this little life race that we're running here. And we tap out so we know we're doing something right. Dreamer Stango. Yeah, I know. Don't ever quote me on people's names. I'm wearing these glasses for a reason. And I've never been much into the lingo department. So remember back in the 80s listening to all these songs back then. I remember Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. I used to think it said Thunder Cheeks. It's pretty, I know I've said that, but it's been like 2 years since I mentioned that, so maybe it's new to some of you out there, but everybody has songs like that where you're like, it says what? And you read the lyrics and you're just like, oh my goodness, it's completely backwards. But oh shoot, I forgot to pitch. Darn it. Oh well. Let's attack then. We're still able to survive an EOT something rather. Even a Ninja Flip will get us to 6. We'll bring out Mulldrifter and hope for the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's cast it. Blocker for us. Man, sure wish we would have used the skulls there. They just seem to have it. Yeah, I know I should be saying Dreamer's Tango. Littlefight's had to put up with it for years. I said his name wrong for like 10 years. He's one of my best friends. I see him all the time, but once you start broadcasting, it's just like you say it in your head so many thousands of times the way you want to hear it, and it comes across all. Even my own name, the Luxikoff, like when my wife's like a total Scrabble guru, and just like everybody's mentioned, like, you know, that I should come before the E. I'm like, that's what makes it deluxe. Fun thing I learned, that line from Dishonest John on Banny and Cecil, whose business card says Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, special rates for Sundays and holidays. Nice. They're in a tight spot. I can make them discard, gain the life. They can't block our team. They have to attack. And not even like a unstable mutation here, because that thing has Shroud. So looks like we're doing all right here in our first round out. If you're just joining us and playing a Trinket Control from way back of the way back, but a little modified for today's metagame. Really like this list because it has access to rats and lots of removal. But I'm also warned everybody, I might not have that long of a show today because I'm such a space geek and the launch is going down in just a few hours. So I definitely want to get the popcorn and beer, kick up my feet, and dream. All right. Come on up. You know what? The username or a moniker like Young Gentleman, our opponent, wonder how long you can have that. That'd be funny if there was a timeout for things like that. Your name reads perfectly to me. Yeah, and it's rescheduled for tomorrow if today doesn't work. The window to the space station's pretty quick. So, yeah, Snogglesworth, there's a really cool. The Dragon Capsule is actually able to shoot off. They pull like 7 or 8 Gs if there's any sort of computer simulation or any sort of trigger that has something Challenger-esque, like with the what are those called, the little cup links, or anything goes wrong, and they technically have a safety net that they can eject from there. So. All right, well, if this guy doesn't move by the 30, I'm just going to concede and we'll call it a win because I think they're just bitter. It's sad when this isn't even for money. It's hopefully they're just using the restroom. Yeah, the riots are just ridiculous. Okay, well, let's give them the win and let them cuddle their blanket. And, yeah. Actually, you know what? I need some more coffee. That was a pretty long match. We'll call that a win because whiny up. And we'll be back right after this, guys.
Experiment 1. An experiment was carried out to demonstrate the effects of boiling water upon proteins. A quantity of water is heated over a Bunsen until it reaches its boiling point of 1000 degrees. Now we take our sample of protein. For the purposes of this experiment, we're using an egg. Next, the egg is placed carefully into the beaker. Let's see what happens to the egg after it's been in the boiling water for 1 minute. The scientist removes the egg and examines its interior consistency. From the state of the albumin, we can see that the protein has hardly reacted to the intense heat of the water. Let's try another egg, this time for 2 minutes. Make sure you look out for the release of the new albumin. It's out now.
Arkham's Discount Astrolabe Warehouse, your one-stop shop for astrolabes. From Arkham to Ethereum, our astrolabes come in all shapes and sizes, perfect for any occasion. Use them to navigate, calibrate, estimate, or melt them down and masticate. Arkham's Discount Astrolabe Warehouse. Come see our amazing selection of astrolabes. Buy 4 and get the next 4 free. Now with over 10 locations in New Archive. Arkham's Discount Astrolabe Warehouse. And remember, if the name Arkham's not on it, you better pawn it.
Hey, Pauperganda fans, thank you so much for the continued support of the people to my right. Also, if you want to have your deck played, a 10-ticket donation on Magic the Gathering Online is probably the best way to do it, as well as sending us an email to pauperganda@gmail.com. But anyway, thank you so much again for the people over here, and we'll see you next time. All right, back and coffeed up. See our new little, if you're looking closely at the list, at the list of the commercial I just showed, keep adding names of our supporters. Trying to, if you like to, we get you in there and get the color mana border you like and see your name on the wall of infamy. So yeah, all set. So after a bitter opponent, we'll rush over here. Oh, looks like we're already in one. Okay, never mind then. Okay, here we are. Little fight, you'd be cracking up right before showtime. I didn't turn off Wi-Fi, and I never have. I've always just plugged in and it works. And I was like, why am I on Wi-Fi all of a sudden? I'm plugged in, and wife's like, you jackass, make sure to tell it no permanently. I was like, oh yeah. And then it doesn't have a choice to have any sort of weak feed. So we'll mulligan this. Sir talks a lot here. All right, we'll say keep this, and let's get rid of the mage. I want to be able to do stuff. We'll see him later. He'll revisit us. Fascinating. Okay. Vacation Javelineer of the old school persuasion. Well, that's going to keep our Augur at bay, at least till we get tons of mana. This is true. Oh, Crypt Rats can't come soon enough, nor can 4 mana. Oh, let's see if we can withstand the onslaught. This is when I really miss having access to Vampiric Link. It's like, I'm at single digits, I'll wipe the board, and now I'm at 40 life. I miss me some 8 rat. It's funny, and we had 2 comments came up in the feed where, not here, but, you know, just via someone comment on your video, that sort of stuff. And it's like, play 8 rat, love that deck. I was just like, oh, cool. Nice to hear that thing getting some love. Well, we could do some stuff. Let's, I think we're just going to sit on this. A bit of a tight spot. Yes, it is, Dreamer's Tango. Yes, it is. That's got to go. Soldier decks, I've been getting, not recently, but about a month ago, I had a week where I kept running into those, and I was like, man, thing's got some teeth nowadays. It's out of range pretty quick. It's got like slivers with no mana drawback. Not quite as fast, but very consistent. All right, yeah, this is one of those things. You know what? Let's buy some lifetime here. Probably Inspector going down. I'd really like to parlay that into a Tragic Slip, but for right now, I'm just going to do this. All right, Fume Spitter showing up. I'm liking that. Yeah, I could Fume Spitter. We could get a little 2-for-1 action here. Let's do that. And we'll wait. Let's play the Aqueduct here. Get back a Swamp and feign weakness. So yeah. Oh, hey, Snogglesworth. Thanks for joining me, my friend. We'll see you online. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this to this. Something died. Outside of Chalmano's Blessing, or actually, there's about 50 cards that can do something here. So let's. Oh, don't want to do Undying Evil. Target creature. Oh, you can target the other creature. That's a big mistake if I had to pull that off. Boop. All right. And oh, neat little update to the life outside of Magic here. My oldest is always, we were talking a few weeks ago, wanting to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's built like Bruce Lee and such. And our neighbor, the one that I always say, you know, has the weight thunderous stuff happening all the time. He invited him to work out. We had a little block party a few weeks back, and so my son's walking around like an 80-year-old because he's so sore every day, because this guy's like next level workout man. So yeah, I better be nice to my oldest. He's probably going to be able to bench press me pretty soon at the rate they're going. All right, Javelineer in the house. That's also in the house. Well, I can just play a slow roll this, I guess. Let's do that and hope for the evisceration of the hand. White has a way, though. It doesn't really matter if they can just go Hellbent. One of the things I really like about discard is Okiba Gang Shinobi and Augur of Skulls are never dead because they're doing something. It's not like sitting dead in your hand waiting around to be used if the person is, you know, playing Hellbent, which is pretty easy to do with aggro decks. Spells that discard and Pauper are not that good outside of maybe Raven's Crime, or if you get them really early, or if you're playing against control. But just against random decks, you really want to lean on the either the Augur or the Okiba if discard's your thing. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, I think we're just going to make him lose his whole hand here. We can Undying Evil, regenerate in response if he wants to pitch the Javelineers in response to the response. There's another one. Yeah, Cry of Contrition, that's a good call. I have to say, I didn't think that. Zacharias loved to play mono white aggro with Answered Prayers, even though it's not that efficient. Yeah, Answered Prayers is one of those decks, our cards you just want to see work, right? Thanks for chiming in. We haven't seen you in the chat before. I appreciate you not being a shadow. All right, this might get a little clunky, but we'll see what we can do with it. Use your javelin. Will it work? Won't it work? Okay, let's regenerate this. Clicking very slowly. We'll regenerate first. Get rid of that. Okay, first we have to have that thing happen. So we'll regenerate. This will trigger this. Then we will sacrifice it. Getting rid of, turning Squadron Hawk into a pretty bad card. This is hard to say. Who said Mind Twist isn't a thing in Pauper? First time here. Been watching you on YouTube for a few weeks. Oh, thank you for that. Good to always see people live. Whatever date we choose is always bad for some, so it's nice to see live faces. Keep the chat a-rolling. Man, this is rough. 2, 4, 5 damage. We're going to make it 6, but we really need a rat to show up. So let's go find one. Who needs life? Well, at least we have a blocker there. But man, we're just a sitting duck. Even though we've eviscerated their hand, I don't feel too confident about this outside of pulling a rats. Which, hey, remember what I said? 3 rats is nice, but why not play 4? Because of scenarios like this, you want to see it. Against aggro decks, elves, soldiers, you don't have time to draw it. You got to see it. You want 4. You got more than 1? Cool, save it for later. Now we're in that situation where, yikes, I drop it. We're going to be in a tight spot. Oh, this is rough. I don't know if there's a way out of this. I mean, we could, yeah. I'm going to do this. Go find Lifestaff. We're going to stay away from Sign in Blood. Yes. And we've got Executioner's Capsule. What are we looking at here? We trade with this. We shoot this. You still take 3. Or we can gain 3. I'm going to try to gain some life here, guys. We'll rock like this. Pull this off here. And I don't think we're going to be winning this one. We still got game 2. In which we'll bring in rats 5 through 8. Just kidding. We are kind of playing indefinite rat if you think about it. You know what? Alright, let's make them think we have something. Alrighty, looking for options. Maybe they're flooded. Well, it's a good thing we tripped their hand. We'd be dead already, but fortunately it... Alright. So we're going to take 2 overall here. And we won't have to double up the rats if we do top deck it because of the Loyal Cathar's ability. Unless they've got... of course, Skyfisher here is a really neat play because then you get it back. Oh, I don't think we're going to live to see that. 2, 4, 6, 9. Dead meat. Bingo. It goes on the stack and we're dead. All right. Just like the first game, we lose the first one. We'll see what we do here. Hopefully if we... All right. Spinning Darkness, yes. Not quite sure about Boot Nipper. Like all of this... What to take out? Fume Spitter good. This is good. This is good. All of these things are good. Don't really have to worry about counter spells. For right now, I'll lose one of these and an Edict. They have just so much volume that I'm going to lean a little less on the Edicts here. I like to keep at least 3 bloods in. Might be nice to get the Duress out. Echoing Truth is an option here because of the they're probably running Battle Screech. We haven't seen it yet though. And with the Icatian Javelineers out, it's frustrating, but I think Boot Nipper might be our an option here. Probably best to just go with another Lifestaff. You know what? Let's just grab a problem. Maybe a Journey to Nowhere or one of their little anthem effects, and we can go there. Yeah, White's a little too diversified in their threat department, so Echoing I'd like to save for something that's more token-based. All right, we've got early options. We'll keep this. We got early removal, good blocker. Go get our life stick package. Be funny if it just said that instead of the elegant Sylvok Lifestaff. It's just life stick. We'll just zoom out of here and grab this. Come on. There we go. All right. And away we go. There it is. Cool, cool. Not too worried about that. Let's keep our lands a mystery. I know one of our favorite cartoons of all time, Avatar: The Last Airbender, is on Netflix. I was very, I guess, proud to see, not that I was involved with it, but to see how it was like #1 in the States here for just weeks. It's always in like the top 5. If you haven't caught it, amazing cartoon to watch with your family, with anybody. The first episode or two are a little slanted towards the young. You think like, oh, this is a little kid show, but it really takes off. In fact, I was listening to an interview with the voice artist, also known as Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, who's crazy, what's the word I'm looking for? Diverse. But anyway, he, should I use this now? I'm just going to try to keep, he was talking about when he first got the script for the Avatar series. He's like, there's no way this is going to happen because it's just too smart of a show. But to all of our benefit, people proved smart enough, and it worked out. All right. I think I might get Capsule here. We're early in the game. He's probably got another soldier behind this, and I want to kill it. Yeah, we want to use the ability. We'll get the Capsule. Oh, Disruption. Nice to hear. Yeah, it's so good. What season are you on? I'm very curious. I'm telling you, I've said this maybe twice on the show, but we've been on Twitch Air for like 4 or 5 years now. If I could have selective amnesia, that would be what it would be for, just to start watching that show again. So I don't know if you can get a better review than that. Man, a 2/4 flyer for 2 mana. This stuff gets out of control quick. So given the rate of these things here, we might only play one more round after this. I'm not sure. If you're wondering why, I'm a big space fanatic, and let's just say today's a big day in the space world. All right. Oh, we'll rock like this. Curious if I just smash in here. He's not going to want to block that, but we could Undying Evil this, get a big fatty out of it, and be happy. But I think we'll just hang out. You can always Undying Evil your Trinket Mage, go get a little 2-for-1 thing. Ooh, 3rd season, all right. Yeah, people are getting pretty powerful by then. Is there 3 or 4 seasons? I can't remember. Word has it, Netflix is making a real-to-life adaptation, and they're not butchering it like the movie tried to. They're actually taking each script from the animated series and making it real, which I'm like, why not just reanimate it? It seems like it'd be cheaper. Sometimes animation just is superior. All right, I'm just going to trip this now. I really want to stay ahead on live till Rat shows up. Uncle Iroh is easily probably my favorite character almost of all time. I'd like to be the Uncle Iroh of Pauper. That'd be pretty cool. Nice lofty goal, right? All right. What I'm worried about here is a journey. But I don't have much going on in the way of like, I can't really just... He's not going to block. Nobody would block with like a Lord against just a Trinket Mage. So I guess I just got to hope that maybe he's got a combat trick and I block anyway, and then I get the 2-for-1 out of the Trinket Mage with Undying Evil, and we get a 3-3 out of the deal. Ooh, okay, well, note to self. Echoing Truth is good. We didn't see Battle Screech at all the first game, so that's a wee bit frustrating. Come on, where's our Crypt Rat now? That would be awesome. Okay. Thanks to Undying Evil, we can even get out of the way of our own. All right, don't need that at all. You know what, let me attack here. Yeah, that's true. Just a good card, though. Boy, I really wanted some blocks going on there. A couple schools of thought here. I could drop the Rose. We will lose that, but it will encourage blocking happening, and we're that much closer to a... I'm going to do it. To a... I know they're going to get it right back. We're just going to play tag with Monarch here, but I want to get a card deeper here. Okay. And if I play this, we'll have 2 options of combat tricks. Come on, Crypt Rat. Yes. Now it makes you wonder, if we ran 3 Crypt Rats, would it have shown up there? Now you don't have to wonder. 2, 4, 6, 8. We can survive a rally. This is a card Nichols really liked, Martyr's Soul. I haven't never seen it on the battlefield. It's one of those cards you look at a spoiler and you're like, yeah, and then you're like, well, it could still be blocked by everything. So it's a big fatty, that's for sure. I think Thorn and that will clash. Good news is we're going to trip these rats, and then we're going to Undying Evil them. So there'll be some good times. Okay, he's going to get that back. Not much we can do about that. 3 cards in hand. They've got Monarch. Ooh, that I don't really even mind either. Oh, completely skip it, Bloody Thug. It will make you almost not want to watch the series. It's. I think M. Night Shyamalan should probably be sued. It was that bad. You're talking. It's like taking all of Greek mythology and shoving it into a commercial, and bad acting and mispronunciations. It's just the things he did change were just like, why would you do that? You know, it was just no rhyme or reason to any of it. It was an abomination, and that's saying it lightly. Actually, if I run into that, we can trip for 3. That'll kill the team. Let's run into it and see what happens here. I want to act hesitant here. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to say no. And I'll do it again. And we'll go like that. The hesitation showing like, you know, I want him to think I have a trick. Oh, wait, no, maybe I shouldn't. And then, good. Okay, it worked. So that'll be that. The problem here is he's got Prismatic up. But I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to drop the rat. Mind tricks aside, it's not going to do any good if he's got access to you know what. I'll bring this up. We'll return the island. And give him the last out here. 1, 2, 3. Don't have Prismatic, please. No Undying tricks here. We're just trying to clear the board. If he's got Prismatic, it's pretty game over. All right. 14 to 15. We're feeling all right. We don't really have any threats, though. No, you don't want to skip the first few. It's important. Just don't literally write a note to yourself. Just like wait till like 4 shows in. That's my only critique of the cartoon is like the first 2 or 3 episodes. You're like, it just feels very for kids. And then it starts getting really, really deep. Like most anime does. Not that that's really anime. I'm not quite sure. All right. Come on, deck. Let's get moving here. There's nothing really to grab here, so let's throw this down. They know we've got an island, so they know 1/4 of our hand. But so tempted to cut a land in here, but every time you do, it's just that early game, you just get squished. This deck is all about coming back from the dead, so, and very long games. Yeah, I learned my lesson the first time I played Compass Control. I was just playing way too timid. It was like, hey, damn it, let's get after this. All right. But boy, I wish I would have been able to have one extra mana for that Undying Evil on the Crypt Rat. We could have really been having some fun here. Anything other than a land. Come on. Something good. All right, that helps. We'll do this. Our capsule's gone, but we still have our life stick. Yes. There it is. Go grab Captain Life Stick. Put it on board. And hope that we have that thing get killed. We'll just play this. Now they don't know what's in our hand. Well, that's one of the things when I was listening to the interview with Power T and Dan Horning of Fan of History fame way back, just, nostalgia viewing and stuff. One of the cooler things is just he was very adamant in saying, like, make sure you try to tap out every turn. This isn't one of those draw go decks at the end of turn you wait around for counters. It's very proactive. So, like I said, if you're an aggro player trying to get into the control market, making it sound like it's some stock market thing, this is a very good gateway drug for that to happen. Oh, man, come on now. We don't get any life out of it. I wish I could kill my own dude here. I wish I had bone splinters. All right. No, I don't. That's the only scenario that would work. We're in a tight spot here. All right. What are we taking here? 6? I don't think we're going to wiggle out of this one, guys. Journey to Nowhere is one of the best cards against black-based and red-based decks. They can't do anything about it. I mean, outside of Paraka's Libation or whatever that is. All right. We're not really afraid of Javelineers. I don't think it's worth using the slip here, but I might regret that if I draw a land next. That's a cool body for the Trinket Mage. Oh, yeah, the Gargoyle. Yeah, I did that in the Blue Robot build. I actually have one Lothwing Gargoyle just for that. It's a pretty nice little finisher. Just one, but I don't want to turn this into a Trinket-based deck, though, just because it's there to just kind of facilitate lands, help draw out, and Mulldrifter to just really keep the card flow going, but you gotta be careful not to turn it into something else. Do we? Oh man! Oh, we do have 4. We do have 3. All right. And that way we can get rid of that and that. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it at the beginning of their turn. They're both instants. Minus 13/13 is pretty good. Let's do this first. By doing so, though, we're killing our ability to get back Crypt Rat with Crypt Incursion, which we haven't seen any of. I know I took it out the first game, 1 of. We only kept 1 there. So, ooh. That really hurts. Yeah. We're going to gain the life. We'll be at 3. Dang, I'd really like to... So we're still going to take 6. I got to kill this thing. It's only going to be a -1/1, so unfortunately our little combo play got foiled by Ramosian Rally. He's got another one behind it. We're in trouble. Do they? Oh, nice for them. All right. All right. We lose to soldiers. Those were pretty nice polls there. All right, what do we got here? All right. One more coffee break. We'll be back for round number 3 or whatever you want to call it right after this.
I can answer any question you have. I'm Wiki Bear.
Okay, Wiki Bear. What's the most successful movie ever released in China?
Checking now. The 2014 film Transformers: Age of Extinction has earned over $1.7 billion, making it China's biggest blockbuster ever. Yay!
I wouldn't have guessed that. Thank you, Wiki Bear.
Speaking of explosive action, the ancient city of Pompeii was completely destroyed by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, which buried 20,000 Roman citizens under scorching hot ash.
Okay, that's interesting to know.
Imagine being burned alive in a literal hell on earth, with temperatures hot enough to cook a rotisserie chicken. Make mine extra crispy, yay!
Okay. Wiki Bear, maybe we shouldn't get into the details there for kids. Kids don't want to hear that.
Many of the victims were Roman slaves. What a gruesome end to a miserable life. I'm Wiki Bear.
All right, well, anyway, Wiki Bear, thank you.
Now their corpses are on display for gawking tourists, robbed of dignity even in death.
Okay,
Yay!
Wiki Bear, let's change the subject. Here's another question, okay? When did Disneyland first open?
That's easy. The happiest place on earth opened its doors on July 17th, 1955 in Anaheim, California.
That's exactly right.
And you know who never got to ride Space Mountain? The sailors on the whale ship Essex, which was attacked and sunk by an angry whale in 1820. The starving survivors quickly resorted to cannibalism, using the scalding hot sun to cook their own shipmates' organs. I'm Wiki Bear.
Okay, we should have just stuck to Disneyland, I think. That's, yeah.
The captain even ate his own cousin after promising the boy's mother he'd protect him. Must have been an awkward family reunion, yeah.
Okay, Wiki Bear, that's good. We got it.
That kid went from first mate to first meat.
Okay, Wiki Bear's doing jokes now?
And we're back at the little spooky Rakdos circus coming to your town. All right. I'm not sure if this game goes really long. This will actually be our last one. I just don't want to miss the SpaceX launch. Like I said, I thought Wednesday was going to be the day. Otherwise, I probably would have postponed this show. We haven't done that in a long time, but we'll see. All right. We got a turn play. Ding, 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 ding. We'll be all right. Just don't know what we're up against here. Thank you, Hempfu. Haven't heard from you in a while. Nice to hear from you again, my friend. Yeah, we'll keep this. So, even 4 Crypt Rats wasn't enough. That was interesting. Okay, we've got a Fume Spitter right when we need it. Down comes the Fairy Seer. Will this be of the black persuasion? Or the is it persuasion? Or is it just snow-covered for snow-covered's sake? Let's see. We will lead with this. Won't wait for any tricks. Doink! Onus is on them to develop the board. We will react thusly. What do we got here? Show me a Dimir Aqueduct. All right. Oh, we know what we're up against here. 1 mana spells be damned. Our Augur's probably not going to be able to do his tricks, but it will get a lightning bolt out of hand. As a Tesla worker at the main factory in Cali. I'm very excited for launch also. Hempfu! Oh man, I am so jealous. I have applied there probably 3 times. It's very rare that they need someone of what I do, but I've been very impressed with their production, especially on Wednesday with that whole pre-show, and I was just like, wow. Usually I watch stuff, I won't lie, and I look at it and go, I could do way better than that. But that time I was a little kid in a candy store, and I'm like, man, whoever they got, they're doing a damn good job. I worked up my way from associate manager, battery pack card to nice, very cool. Yeah, we're probably neighbors. I live pretty damn close to the Hawthorne location there. In fact, my son went to a parkour school right there, and I used to just wait for him to get out of class, and I'd be like some, I don't know, mechanical voyeur, and I'd look through like gates and get as close as I could. And yeah, I've always been a big space nut. Don't have the brain power to engineer that stuff, but boy, do I appreciate it. I love it. All right, we got a ninja coming our way. We do. Let's see. That is so cool. Yeah, my old neighbor was a electrician for SpaceX, and I used to always pick his ear. Yeah, I just can't wait. This one always makes me think it's a Tron land for something. That's so cool. Somebody actually in SpaceX. All right. Well, we've got 2 augurs. Let's put one out. And we'll sit back on the swamp here, and I'm sure it'll get met with a lightning bolt. Develop a board here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll just do that. I used to give tours, but with COVID, yeah. Frustrating stuff. One of the coolest presents I ever got, Hempfu, was my wife. She got me one of my birthdays. Started driving out toward Pasadena, and I'm sure you know where this is going, but I didn't. And we got a tour of JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and oh my God, I was just smiling ear to ear the whole time, and being that up close to artifacts that were in space, and you know the actual thing, and hearing all the stories, I was elated. Such a cool experience, and it's free too. But the waiting list is like 6 or 8 months long. It's pretty crazy. Just always, I think that's exactly what the world needs now. Come together as a species, and with all these riots and crap, and the melanin in your skin mattering for something, it's really ridiculous. It's like I think we need a close call with a really close call. Like maybe it even, decimates, I don't know, some area where hopefully there's no humans or something, like where people go, holy crap, this stuff can happen, and we don't see it coming, and it matters a lot more than silly imaginary money and stuff like that. Just don't get me started. All right, here we go. We've got a blocker. Let's see if it even meets its end. My parents both work at Lockheed, and they used to have some real cool take your kid to work days. Very nice. Oh, man. Hempfu, I want to switch places with you. Well, we're getting our butt handed to us here. You can tell I'm a little distracted, but I don't think I could have really played any different. Asking for a hard counter. We've got the regeneration thing. Augur of Skulls is really growing on me. I'm not going to lie. When you play it, it feels a little clunky. But even late, you're just like, oh, wow, I got a regenerating 1/1. It's kind of like removal until removal shows up, especially if it's up against an angler or something, or even a ninja in this case. Where is all our removal? I've heard about it, but I'm not seeing it. So, Hempfu, have you met Elon Musk? I've only seen him on all the podcasts and such. Yeah, I like it too. Zecher S. He has a fascinating backstory. I think he's from Johannesburg, if memory serves. He's lived everywhere. That's the kind of person that needs to be rich. It's like they're making the world better. Woohoo! Yeah, even though they probably just rerunning a lot of that footage, I'm very interested in seeing it, as I hope you all are too. So I talked with him when the Model 3 first launched, says Hempfu. Business only, of course, but our yield on automated shots wasn't that he wanted. Oh, that's usually it's a no-go on approaching and whatnot. Oh, yeah. His time's probably worth quite a bit. Tragic lesson showing up. This ain't looking so good. Well, we can turn that off. You know what? Let me get Trinket Mage online. It's at least going to eat a lightning bolt here. We'll turn off Tragic Lesson by playing a Bog next. After we play, I think Capsule's going to prove better here. We'll rock here. And, yeah, let's turn this crap off. Boop. All right. Use your lightning bolt. Probably get it back, but best we can do there. Yeah, imagine there would be. Yeah, there's quite a security presence even when I'm just around that area. But I'm glad SpaceX came to that area just because it was quite the area to not visit before. And it's technology moves in, and it's not a great place to hang out, but it's a lot better than it was. Armed with flamethrowers, yes. Flying spaceships and flamethrowers. I don't mean to get all space preachy, but it is a pretty big day. I always get mad at my boys. They're always kind of rolling their eyes when there's a launch or anything on TV. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, you jerks. You just don't understand how epically impossible just getting to like the upper atmosphere is. There's just so many billions of things that can go wrong. One of my oldest memories is Space Shuttle Challenger. I was in the 5th grade and looked up, and we were watching it on TV, and yeah, it was so sad. I was a space geek even back then. We finally have a viable path to getting back to progress. Yeah, very much so. As expensive as it is, boy, it's fascinating how less expensive it is if you could start reusing rockets. I mean, all you have to do is do the math of like they were saying on the video. Imagine, you fly from New York to California or something, and then you just throw the plane in the ocean. It's like, how much would each seat cost? It'd probably be up there along with that. So it's pretty crazy. What really fascinated me was learning that when the rocket actually goes up, they actually need, I think it's helium, they have to pump into it so it doesn't crumple like a soda can when you drink too fast. I was like, what? They have to have that too? How many screw-ups did that take to figure out? Probably only one, but still, all fascinating stuff. All right. Let's get some semblance of creature love here. Let's bring this down. Gonna eat a hard counter. He's probably got just a tragic lesson plan here. I'll save the capsule. I'll try to do a little aha moment. You know what? I think I want to bring back the Bog here, knowing that he's got tragic lesson in hand. We'll do that. Not looking too good here. I mean, a Sprite. We've got the answer to the answer, but this deck's full of other answers, so... let's see what we're going to eat here. Tragic lesson, probably. Yep, he's going to go get that back. Not fast enough on the uptick there. Yeah, Elon's just a perfect example of the endgame thinker, Hempfu, I'm sorry if you said it earlier, but I must have missed it. What is it that you actually do there now? I'm always curious. All right. Let's at least attempt this. We can at least block Augur of Skulls if this resolves. I doubt it will. Good news is he's tapped out. We've got another rat in hand, and we'll be able to wipe the board. Problem is, lightning bolt and such, we'll be able to... Yeah, we're doing stuff on their turn. It's all right. Not pretty. We might get there. I'd really hate to only have a 1-2 record and end the show, but space means more to me than even Pauper. I see some nighttime line that builds front and rear subframes and oversee them in the battery. Nice. What's your background education-wise? There's another reason around 4 Crypt Rats. People always think like when it's gone, it's gone. It's like they overinvest. Booyah. All right. Let's rock here. Got that for that. Let's do this. We'll be taking one. I hope that's not a damn ninja. That would really suck because I want this stuff to all go away here. Well, to make them... Yeah, I'm going to have to do this on their turn anyway because of the Delver. Well, if it flips... This is interesting. Hey, let me do it now. Oh, wait. That's such a weird world that somebody that likes Pauperganda works at SpaceX. It's just like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's awesome, but I'm just like, it's the odds. I'm like, what? Only high school degree and some college? Some of the smartest people I know are college dropouts, I tell you. Or high school dropouts. One of the real places, if you work hard and put in the time, you can get promoted. Yeah. That's awesome. So true anymore, too. My wife's kind of a traditionalist with that stuff, and, you know, for every good it does, there's a lot of brainwashing, at least here on the West Coast with the schools, and they're getting so politicized now. It's like, what are we paying for? I think the people that just want to get up and do something are worth quite a bit more. Changing of the guard. All this quarantine stuff, I think it's going to really prove kind of an interesting point. All these big universities are going to have to really start either dropping their price or put up or shut up as far as like proving that they can get jobs, because it's like, well, then what are they worth then if you can just take classes online, and they're having to do that anyway, you know? Yeah, my buddy Jason and my buddy Paul are both, they didn't even finish high school, and they're two of the smartest people I've ever met. So that dropped that fallacy out real quick for me. Alrighty. I just wanted to do this play so that I could at least avoid a augur turning into a ninja. We can block here. Do this. Still going to take 2. Might even be more than that. Not quite sure. We'll say this. Yes. And let me tell you, online classes have been a complete chaos, at least here in Spain, even in the best universities. Yep. Best education I ever had was at the cheapest university I ever went to. I went to just a little community college in a local town, and education was amazing. Each teacher cared so much, and we're in this dingy little place, and, you know, nothing to look at. But, man, still remember what I learned there. Then I went off to university, and I'm like, all right, now it's going to be even better because we're paying all this money. And I was just so crestfallen. I was just like, really? What are we paying for here? The dean's couch? Very underwhelmed. All right, Fume Spitter going to do some work. Can we pull this off? 6 life? Yeah, higher education is a sore spot with me. I've got a friend that worked at Penn State University as a professor, and he left because of that same scenario. It's just turned into a race to see who could pay for the dean's new car or new couch, or crazy. Preordaining like crazy. I'm sitting here telling stories, not even paying attention. We deserve to lose this one if we do. Well, that's cool. We've got an answer to the answer. Let's do this first. Boop. Fume Spitter. That thing is terrifying. Reminds me of that Black Mirror episode of that little dog that was just running around and stuff. Okay, well, we've got this, that, and the other. We really want this to hit. So I'm going to use the capsule on this. That'll happen. We'll kill this dude here. And we'll kill this here. And we'll do absolutely nothing because we don't have another black mana. It's a nice couch. Well, we put up a little bit of a fight there. Our version of a Wrath of God instead of a Crypt Rat. Problem is we need our life to show up here. So maybe this stage it'd be really cool to get our graveyard recursion. We've got those 2 cards. We've played Bog, I think, 3 times. Still hasn't been enough here. Might help if I see what they're doing here. Game log. Preordain showing up. Yeah, I really think the trades, like Litophyte suggesting, or like what's it called? Like when you become an apprenticeships, those sorts of things are going to come back. You got a teenager that's open-minded and willing to try a new career. I know plumbing is just, AI is never going to get hold of that. Plumbers are always in demand. Make your own hours as time goes on. Good times. I'm going to do our little feign thing here and say, oh let's keep our counter spell in our hand. Our counter spell by the artist Sam Burley. We're going to go to 4 life against a Lightning Bolt deck. Ouch! The one card we really don't want to see, boy. And I mean really. We do have the EOT answer here. So let's... At least we'll get a hard counter out of this, maybe. I normally would never play this, but we're hurting at 4 life. Really want to just get... If he's got a Sprite or something. We've seen quite a few of them already, but we've got a Tragic Slip in hand. Let's see what happens. Does he got some EOT? To which we do 2. How many is that? Does he really have a Dispel? He does. All right. And that's why you don't want to play Monarch versus Fey decks. It didn't always get you. I always side them out, but we're in a tight spot mana-wise. So Aqueduct showing up. Not feeling too hot here. Yeah, I'd really like to go back in time because I just don't think I had good teachers at the right time for science. I have a lot of curiosity, but I think if I was nudged in a different direction, I probably... But then maybe there wouldn't be Pauperganda and you wouldn't see all these silly commercials. Maybe that's my lot in life. It would be quite a bit of pressure to have lives at stake going straight up in the air. But all right, I'm going to skip this one. Well, maybe not. Let's see what we get here. I'm going to take 2, but we know they got a lightning bolt, so we're just going to pretend like we've got Dispel in our hand. I think they have lightning bolt. Did they already use it here? Let's see. I might have eaten it. Been talking too much. Zapparoni, what are we getting here? Fire and Ice? That's my guess. Yep. Boink. All right. This deck's not very good at winning game 1, is it? All right. This win or lose or draw. We're going to make this our last game here, guys. Apologies for kind of a shorter show. Out go the Thorns. In come the Spinning Darkness. Good news is they're all going to game 3 usually. I'll take out one of these. I like these against that. Take out an Edict. Bring in 2 Duress. Well, the Spellbomb's pretty good here too. I'm not gonna play tag with that though. I'll bring in 2 Duress. Try to be a little bit more of the problem. Hopefully 4 Crypt Rats is enough. It hasn't been today. And in the soldiers where we needed it, maybe we need 5. I mean, technically we're playing 6 and then some because this just keeps coming back. But we have Grim Harvesting despite having 2 copies of it. We haven't seen it. Maybe it's because if I do this, it will work. Oh, now we're undefeated with this build. So hemp food, please. Shameless plug here. If there's any media positions there that are up and coming before the public sees them, shoot me an email at pauperganda@gmail.com and I'll be right over. That'd be pretty cool. We could play Magic or we could play Pauper in the lunchroom. Tell stories here on Pauperganda and bore everyone after about a week, right? Growing up, I really liked cartoon Transformers, and they had a moon base there. Cracks me up. Now it's almost happening. Or probably will in my lifetime. That new bionic eye that's in the news. Holy crap, about five years out. It's going to be superior to the human eye in every way. I know Little Fight will probably opt to pull his out, at least one of them. He's very eager to be a cyborg. I think we all are cyborgs. Figure our phone's never further than arm's reach away from us, and you always feel like that phantom limb when you don't have it. You know, people say like when they lose a limb or a finger or something, they can still feel it. It's like I think people are getting that way with phones now, and just a chip or 2 away from that being all synced. And join Space Force. Yeah, I need a bionic brain. Especially when I'm playing or attempting to play some sort of control here. Yeah, weakness in this build, if I had more time, or if we were like undefeated right now, I'd be like, Litify, come in here and kick my butt so people could see the weakness. And it's definitely the life loss. And Sign in Blood is not helping there. That's why I've really been tempted to add another life staff. So that's one of those things. It's like you got 2, that's great. And then now you're gaining 6 life every time it pops. So is our opponent even here? Did he run away? Let's make sure. Nope, he's still there. Unfortunately, though, usually when people time out like this is when they run away. What's going on here? Who knows? Maybe they had to use the restroom. All right, let's see if they're still here. Yuck. Don't like that. Mulligan this. We will keep this. Good hand. Whoop. We got to put something back. Let's see this for a while. I'm going to get rid of Harvest here. Not going to see that for a long time. Alrighty. Let's lead off with this dude here. Yeah, I know somebody was pissing off Elon Musk in the news and he was threatening to leave, or maybe he did threaten. Boy, it's like, talk about idiot. That's like one of the last great things in this in California, being governed by just absolute children. I've been playing around with Ginger Brute. Yeah, I love Ginger Brute. It's a good call disruption. You can harvest it over and over again. Yeah, you know, I thought about doing that, but I didn't want to turn this into really a deluxe, you know, takeover or whatever. I just kind of wanted to play it as is with maybe just the Ash Barrens upgrade and stuff, because it's been doing really well. All right. This here. Okay, we got this going on. Let's drop this dude. Never know, he might let us through. If he doesn't, might trade anyway. Yeah, I've thought about it, but that is a good call. Probably just a solo one too, right? Maybe lose one Sign in Blood for a Ginger Brute. This is the scenario I like. It's like he doesn't block, we get into damage, and we're still able to zoink! Sucker! Build up that Spinning Darkness here. Could hang out for Tragic Slip. It's still a little too early for to have to worry about that going down. As we're going to eat a Lightning Bolt here, probably. Bonk. Okay. Right on cue. There's our friend Trinket Mage. Dropping this. I ain't waiting around. Minus 13. Minus 13 is a nice thing in theory. But I don't want a Delver to be flipped against me. Plus now we've got a nice little surprise in Spinning Darkness. So. Alright. What do we got? Stormbound Geist. Dang it. Heart's not in it, I tell you. My head's in space right now. Okay. We could go get some land. Could get that. Yes. Let's keep in contact with that. We could do that. Let me grab the capsule here. Tempted to grab the land, but we're in a life race here. And we've got Spinning Darkness back up for a Executioner's Capsule once it lands. If it does, we'll see. Ooh, bottom, bottom, bottom. Fails to find. Must be very heavy on the land front with that draw. So with this race happening, we're going to have to get rid of that Augur. We'll play the Capsule. We might have to wait a turn if we eat a Spellstutter Sprite. I like that scenario over the darkness, because then we might just eat a counter and then we're left marooned with Capsule unless we draw another land. We draw another land. Now we can play both options. Let's Duress. We can keep our Fume Spitter online with this scenario. There it is. I'd really like that to go through. We'll wait a turn. We'll get rid of that. We'll play this. We've got rats. Our opponent's hellbent. Could be better, could be worse. We'll see. After being flooded for about 2 games, now we're screwed. That's why we love the game, right? Not really that reasoning, but flexibility, the give and go. Never getting the scenario or the thing just right. What's he got here? We're probably running into a Fire Ice, but I don't want this to turn into a ninja, so I'll chance it. It's our least important creature in the deck. Fire Ice. Nope, that's a bluff. Ooh, ready. This isn't going to be too good. I'll bring this out because we've got an opportunity to do it. They are hellbent. You know, I've often thought, I want to make a Trinket build where you lean heavily on a not Arcbound Worker, but it's a sparring dummy. Cards like that. Yeah, pretty cool little card, throwing 1/1 counters around for 1 mana. It's like, it's a nice little trade-off. Okay. Do this. Keep that Capsule threat alive. I do think 1 Capsule main's the right call, too, in this metagame. It's just we haven't seen it today, but there is a lot of black out there. Chat got real quiet, folks. Don't leave me hanging. I see that I'm still plugged in, hardwired, lined in, but I want to make sure there's no snafus happening in the technology sphere. There it is. All right. Sparring Construct. Thank you for that. Dreamer's Tango. I appreciate it. Here we are. They're going to trip it for probably an island. Nope. Interesting. What do they know that we don't? Probably a lot. Let's keep this up to date. Software. T-minus a few hours. I always feel like I'm behind in time in this deck, especially when I'm playing solo and I look up and I'm usually like 3 minutes ahead. So even after all my chatterbox and interface stuff, we're still up. The Arcbound Worker, that's the one. 1 card in hand. Cycle this. Swamp this. Play this. I want to get in some damage here. I'll chance the Sprite here. What's that card in the window? Let's see. This connects. We know it's not red based. Okay, it's not. They might be fearing, you know, the old undying trick there. So, yeah, modular is, like I said, or I might not have said, that's the drawback, right? You're left marooned without anything. But I think Sparring Construct just works. Put a +1, yeah, on target creature you control. I think that could be anything. That's good times. 14, 17. Winning the life race here, but that's why I didn't pitch wilds. Even when I have 6, 7 shuffle effects, I still prefer Ponder and Preordain over Brainstorm. Maybe a good 9th and 10th spell. It's just, talk about being maroon, boy. Sometimes that can really happen. Okay. We need a lot more swamps to do our little double play on the Stormbound Geist, but Saturday stream 10337 FTW. Good to hear from you. This is our regular time, has been for about, gosh, more than almost a year now. But thank you for joining us, and thank you for capping up, showing the old school roots. Fu of SpaceX fame, kicking down some knowledge here. As I'm getting kicked down, we're 1-1, but looks like we're going to have a little bit of a loss on the day here. We'll see. We'll see. Boy, how terrible would Fire Ice here be? Let's see if we can get rid of their hand. No. Okay, well, they're hellbent. So I can attack for free. Just shore up the life units here, but we're going to gain some life here. All right, we got a flyer. We might be able to do something here. Unless they top deck yet another counterspell. Dingaled, Dengale Ged. Don't quote me on that. We're playing Trinket Control. Very, very awesome deck for the Who's at Home back in like 2012. Refurbished it a little bit to Dan Horning of Fan of History fame online and Magic Gathering Strat, and also Power T, pro player. Had a lot of success with this deck way back in the day, and I was building a deck inside this card frame, you know, the little Black Bow reference. I was using Verdant Longbow, Trinket Mage, the Thorn of the Black Rose, and some of the new ones like Boot Nipper as a pinging deck. It worked okay, but it kept slowly turning into this list, and then it was just like, why not just play this list? It seems better. So in the 11th hour, I was like, pull the plug. I'll show Black Bow another day, and I'll just play this today, and play in quotes, we're trying to. All right. Oh, wow. It's been a while, Uno. Good. Sorry, I'm just going to call you Uno. You almost pronounced it right. It's Danish for mad goat. All right. Well, get a mad sheep, and we got a whole family with a little fight in the house. Catch last week's show to get that reference. Is this going to turn into a ninja? Come on, sucker. Tragic lesson. Losing the life battle here. Down a game. Let's see what we're going to get. That'd be a funny headstone. Just have some complicated name, and then engraved right underneath it, it just says, you almost pronounced it right. It'd be like a little ghost from the grave. It's like those Three Stooges jokes. They never get old. He's like, I can't hear nothing. And the other one says, how come? He's like, I'm not listening. Right. Well, let's see if he's got a hard counter. Huzzah! Let's refill the hand. Yay! We get stuff. All right. We've got backup stuff. Spinning Darkness really doing some work in this list. I will not lie, when I saw it, I was like, looks a little cutesy. Doesn't seem to work in the past, but sure seems to be working in this build. I saw a stone that said once, honey, hurry up already. Oh, nice. Dituno, nice. We got this round. I give you, like I said, Zacharias, my head's in the clouds, man. I'm just like, look, I keep looking at the clock, not even my MTG clock. I'm just like, oh, don't want to miss a frame. Gets me so mad when I used to work at CBS and like the news and stuff, and there would be a launch even way back then, and they'd just, yeah, there's a launch over here. Anyway, up back to, stupid Kardashians or some other thing that has no bearing on human existence. It's just, man, our priorities as a species are way off. All right. Come on, Stormbound, what you got? Hoo-yah. Ooh, he's digging. Yeah, if you made a all black deck with artifacts, you could also Spinning Darkness your own guys, and so you could run those main. That might be kind of cool. Something like a Perilous Mirror, nice little target. Zap, do a little artifact shock damage. Pow! Get him in there. Alrighty. You know, we're still going to hit that 2-hour mark. That would be pretty cool. At the life game where we're at here, I think I want to block this. Yeah, we got another one right behind it. We'll attempt to do the darkness here. Actually, I think I'll do it the next turn. No, we'll do it on his turn. What do we got here? Yeah. You're going to kill my Crypt Rat. I get it. 2 cards in hand. Looks like we're running into another Fire Ice play here. Just want to do this on their turn. It's got another one right behind it. Who knows? Good news is we've got a Mulldrifter right behind that. So hopefully we can reset our hand a little bit here. Come on now. Enough of the theatrics. Play your spell already. Okay, into that I will answer this. Wow! Because I want to be able to bring that back if we draw, you know what? And we're up 1 life. Man, look at the clocks. Been talking out both ends of my mouth and we're still up. It's weird. Without being a proactive control deck, we don't really have to sit back and consider things, which each 10-15 seconds here and there. Good times. 1 card in hand. I'm willing to chance it, especially with another one we just drew. Let's hope for just some land here. We're getting a little screwed this game. He's got the counter. He does not. Or she. Never know. Not the most feminine name. Flat Nasty. All right. We'll drop Fume Spitter. Probably run into a Sprite. If so, we still got Mulldrifter to block it. All right. Zacharesp, I think your conclusion might be the right one. Yeah, this is the ultimate comeback deck list. I remember it from way back, 2010, 2011, 2012. Getting this to 1-2 life each time, just whoop, card advantage starts showing up. Okay, I still got 1 card in hand. What do we got here? Zap. All right. And away we go. Ooh, they're hellbent now. It's a free-for-all, folks. 2, 3, 4. Let's just try to get a basic, then we can play Edict and swim with this card advantage. Maybe Flat Nasty is a family name. Oh, good one. It'd be funny if they're just like this dignified, like Victorian, really stuffy people, and they're like, "May I introduce to the dinner party, Mr. Flat Nasty," and everybody giggles and they're like, you know. All right, let's attack. Alrighty. 2 useless cards in hand. Let's get a bog already. If we're going to get flooded, let's get a bog. All right. I'm going to use the restroom real quick because we've got plenty of time, and this will be our last round after we're 1-1. Let's see what we can do. Discuss the sideboard. I'll be right back. Hiya. Anything there? Go according to plan. Let's do it. No thorns. Last round, no matter what. We're 1-1. Hoping to go 2-1. Be a short show today. Who knows what it could have been? But, you know, sleeve it up and find out. I'm going to be busy looking at space. Thanks to people like Hemp Fu. 8 minutes to 5. Feeling good there. Let's open up the yards. Reduce the screen clutter. Don't we need to see it? Good, good, good. Keep. Be nice to have a Fume Spitter, but I'm not going to be too particular. I just got a little hunch. Maybe 2 unearths over the would have been better today. We'll keep this. Just 2. Can cycle them. Then I'm going to start turning it into that deck. That's what I'm trying not to do. Every once in a while I like to try to play lists really close to the original designer's build if they haven't been seen in a while. Just to see where they sit, and maybe they require revisiting later. So I need to go step out, running late. Everyone have a great Saturday. Hey, buddy, we'll see you later, hopefully for some game night. One of us is working, and it ain't me. Okay, let's do this. And because what we're playing, I'm going to make it seem like we've got some removal if they've got some stuff, so we'll wait till end of turn with Ash Barrens there. Yeah. Well, I mean, rather than Grim Harvest, which is just a house later on. That's why we run so much mana, but we'll see here. I'm going to do this because they don't have a creature outside of a arsonist, maybe? All right. Yeah, let's grab an island. You'll do this turn. Hopefully they take 10 minutes figuring this out. Oh, nice little fight. Very cool. We'll see you later, my friend. I want to test you play Burn against this because I don't think it'll be a good matchup for me, and I want to know how I can fix it and then if it can shoreline any other matchups. So get it ready, boy. If you please. All right, we'll bring out this. Intimidating our opponent with our swamp knowledge. Letting them know, hey, we've got more lands where that came from. We just showed you. Oh, we're running Guess Verdict, which was a thing back then, and they chose not to run it, and you can watch the video. I should have sent Shiraz the link, but if you go to magicgatheringstrat.com, I believe, just go to the archives or look up Trinket Control. There's a 2-part video series. It's dated, but, you know, very, very cool. It's fun to hear this, you know, they're talking about, like, Cloud Post decks and things like that, and Infect being a problem. I'm like, oh, the good old days. Decks with a lot of success in any era tend to have pretty good backing to be legit later. All right, let's, well, while we can get out a creature, let's do this. Sometimes I like to play Duress. It's going to grab a counterspell usually, or Fae, and sometimes I try not to even have the aha moment. It's just more like, oh, here it is. It's going to get a card anyway. I don't see your hand, that's all right, but and then you play the real threat behind it. So I believe so too. Danglaged. Sorry. I just read it real fast, hoping I shouldn't pay attention to it. Yeah, it's mana fixing, it's creature fixing, it's draw fixing, it's everything. That's why about every fifth Pauperganda show I have like a Trinket Mage style deck list. Just love it. Do not miss Cloud Post Death, says Disruption. Very well said. Me neither. All right. Well, we've got 2 mana open outside of a... I think we've got an option here to pull this off. Let's do this. Hiya! You got your Spell Stutter Sprite. Have fun holding on to another Pyroblast. We've only got a few spells that'll target. One of the few scenarios where I really want to use Undying Evil because a 2/2 rat, you can just mop up Fae all day. Problem is it Delver has quite a few ways to get rid of a 2/2. So, depending on what he pulls off here, I'm tempted to just pop this. I don't want it turning into a ninja. God dang it, it's a ninja. Well, we'll at least be able to protect it from a lightning bolt via Undying Evil and grab the card of whatever he grabbed here. Let's see what we have here. Let's click very slowly. Undying Evil onto the rat. Huzzah! It's a 2/2, folks. All right. Well, this helps out a lot, don't it? Let's pull here. We'll take that out. Let's open up his sideboard here. We got Ninja Sprite. Ninja, oh boy, lots of creatures. A whole lot of creatures. We've got Trinket Mage there. It's rare that I do this, but I want to make sure Trinket goes back to my hand. I'm okay if this goes away. I hate losing that normally, but I'll risk it. Got Sprite, Seer, Sprite. If they draw just right. Spiregolem's really the only thing we got to really worry about here. I believe so. We'll tango with the time, right, Dreamer? All right. Worst case scenario, we trade off here. Crypt Rat really keeping in check the little littering the board here. Brainstorm shows up. Play our Trinket and trade. We really don't want our Crypt Rat to die here because we're going to lose 2 cards in Grim Harvest and the Rat. So if it does, we'll trip it and at least take a Ninja out with us. Oh, you jerk. Oh, well. Let's get rid of the Ninja. Done. Boop. Bye-bye, Grim Harvest. More disciplined player might have found a way around that, but I'm after the tempo and the time right now. And we do have another one. All right. Heavy Seer shows up. Boy, are they going to be disappointed to see this. A Wombo. Huh. We know 4 of the cards in their hand, so I don't think Duress right now is all that good of a play. Let's rock like this. Bring this out. We'll throw back our island. Return an island. And we'll go like this. Yeah. Next turn, the rest will do some more work because it might be able to nab a Spellstutter right there. So we still know 4 of the cards. Pretty unlikely they drew any sort of burn here. We'll see. No opponent can resist an exposed Grim Harvest. Yeah, that's well said. Sometimes like I'll have another one in hand and I'll play around that, what you're just talking about, and they kind of go out of their way to get it and kind of aha, and then you're just like aha, here's some more goods. All right, let's open this up and see what we got here. Game log. Preordained being cast by a Flat Nasty of the Victorian era. Do we got it? All right, it's got that. Well, let's take one with us. Done. It's fun to activate rats for 0 too. You use that lightning bolt on nothing. How you like that? 4 cards. Kind of know what they are. Would really like this to stick, but before it does, let's go get something that will tempt them more. I think we got them on time here. There's a lot of creatures here, though. Let's go get... What shall we get? Executioner's Capsule? That's good. No matter what, something's going to go down here. Let's see if we can bait him into the Spellstutter Sprite here. Cool. Love when that works. Awesome, awesome. I wasn't really going to grab anything. They're being a little counter happy there. We'll just kill this now. Play this and this. And hope for the best. Now we can at least kill the big 2/4. Yeah, I'm always tempted to try to reuse Executioner's Capsule, but the second you do that, you end up facing like mono black control, and you're like, oh, come on. Ha! Of course. There are some cards that turn creatures into different colors. Yes, I have thought of that. Pretty big waste of time, but hey, I've got plenty of it these days. Spire Golem showing up. 47 seconds left for our opponent. We might have wanted to grab our Lifestaff, eh? Ooh, that's pretty. Well, let's see what we can do here. At least try to get in. Okay. So probably get blasted. That's fine with us. I don't have too much to worry about. I wish I wouldn't have killed. I thought we were going to reveal new cards. So I wanted to reset it. I think there's a ninja in there or something. What do we got? What do we got? Another one of these. Let's do this now. I don't want that turning into a ninja, and it really sets back their tempo. They might scoop here with time. I'll drop this. Now they need like 3 attack phases if everything goes perfectly. T-minus. Hey, Dreamers, Tango. That's perfect. This is like the ultimate, like, I'm gearing up towards the clock, and our opponent is doing the whole T-minus thing. I love it. This is great. All right. I'll slow roll this. We're just playing the blocking game here. Use your little EOT. Nope, I guess not. T-minus 17 seconds and counting. 5. Oh, wait. I got to wait to the iconic 5, right? Oh, yeah? Well, here. We'll take some more time up this attack phase. Ash Barrens for the swamp. Yield through the turn. Here comes the iconic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! Hey, we did it. So 2-1. Short one today. We're only playing 3, but our only loss was to White Weenie Soldiers. Might need some work in the future. I'll go over the list here real quick, and then I'm going to run away and watch TV, and hopefully I'll spot Hemp Fu working on the side of the rocket. I know that's not what you do, but hey, it makes for a good chat, right? So this is Trinket Control 2.0. That comes from behind very well. Kudos to Power T and Dan Horning of MTGO Strat. And check out the podcast, fan of history. I know he does a bunch more true crime stuff, but they're all Swedish-based, so it's nice catching up with him the other day. 21 lands. We've got the assault package of artifacts in this, being able to fetch basic swamps, 1 basic island, 4 aqueducts, 2 bogs, and the Ash Barrens rounded up. We've got the Capsule, the Fume Spitters, the Tragic Slips, the Undying Evil, the Lifestaff package. Sign in Blood, might want to cut one of these and add a Ginger Brute. I'm not quite sure. The card didn't exist back then, so it'd be a pretty cool option. 2 Grim Harvest really does some work late in the game when you get the mana set up. But the main thing with this deck is Tragic Slip on this, Tragic Slip on this for you pretty much mind twist the person. They have to discard 4 cards if you time it right. Tragic Slip on this, and you just reset the board. And this is just the extra card draw. There used to be Chittering Rats here. Just never been a fan of that card after the frustration of it. And plus, I'm kind of here to promote the format, and the last thing I want to do is make somebody have a boring game or be playing Pauper in the tournament practice room. Just like, I don't like this format. So I'm trying to play more proactive cards there. So Trinket Mage mops up the pieces and such, and our sideboard's got all kinds of goodies. Dispel, probably cut these to maybe even a 2, maybe even a none, maybe just make it card draw. The original did have a deep analysis here, which is more proactive and not waiting around. We saw one little snafu happen with Dispel, and do I choose black? Do I choose white? I mean, blue. What deck am I on? Echoing Truth, I do believe you need one of those if anything slips through. Pauper has hundreds of thousands of options, and to think that you got them all covered by killing or discarding is foolhardy. Spinning Darkness proved really good today. We got Boot Nipper, super flexible. For Duress, just catch everything else. The Lifestaff and the Spellbomb to shore things up there. So anyway, guys, we'll be back next week, hopefully talking about how awesome it is to be on the space station. Hearts are all off with the astronauts right now, and hopefully everything goes well. And if not, we'll try again tomorrow. I know the weather isn't looking too good, but that being said, we're going to head off. We'll see you next time. Y'all have a good time, and hopefully I'll catch you online for a few games. Adios.
Deluxecoff's Wild Mongrel Bubblegum blows colored bubbles. Changes colors while you chew. Discard your old brand for something new.
The Lexicos Wild Mongrel Bubblegum. It's yummy.